Hello everyone, I am Siddharth. I've cleared CFA levels 1 and 2 in my undergraduation. I'm a third year IPM student at IIM Rohtak, and I think I know exactly what you're going through right now. And this video is an honest conversation about CFA level 1. No hype, no exaggeration, just real practical tips that actually worked for me, and I hope they work for you as well. Now, first, let's understand what we're dealing with. On your screen, you can see all the 10 subjects of the CFA Level 1 curriculum. I've marked each one with its exam weightage and difficulty level. Take a moment to look at this breakdown. It'll help you understand the challenge ahead. Now, here's how you approach these subjects strategically. Start with quantitative methods. Why? Because it builds your foundations, especially with time value of money, concepts that you'll see throughout the curriculum. For ethics, I would recommend that you keep this towards the last 45 days. Spend 1 hour daily on it during this period. It's more effective this way because ethics is about developing a specific mindset, and intensive practice closer to the exam helps cement the mindset. For the remaining 8 subjects, what I personally did to keep me engaged to the curriculum as well, while also covering important sections, was pairing one easy and one difficult subject together, and that is how I progressed with the syllabus. So now let's delve deeper into how to cover each reading. For each reading, here's what I found works best. Begin with Wall Street Notes videos, which are usually less than 30 minutes, and cover all the important sections of that reading along with relevant examples. They're clear and concise and give you a solid framework. Now, following this, I would go through Schweizer notes, but be very selective about what you write down in your notes. Focus on concepts that need memorization because the level 1 exam essentially engages a lot of your recall function. Moving on, key formulas and examples that clarify complex ideas are also to be included in your notes. Another special recommendation from my side would be to make OPCs, which are 1-page conclusions for each reading. Just the essential points, formulae, and common pitfalls. These aren't meant to replace your main notes, but substitute or act as substitute for quick reference for revision. Essentially, the idea being that revision leads to retention. And towards the end of your preparation, you would need to go through multiple cycles of revision for you to remember all your concepts at your fingertips. Now, when it comes to practice, after covering Wall Street notes and Schweizer notes, and once I'm done with my notes, I would move on to using the CFA portal questions right after completing each reading. Select about 10 questions per reading that you found particularly challenging or insightful. These will be invaluable during your revision phase. Try to finish the curriculum at least 6 weeks before your exam. This gives you the proper time for revision and mock exams. If you're aiming for the 90th percentile, you should be hitting around 85% in portal questions and 80% in CFAI mocks. Talking specifically of the last 6 weeks or the trailing end of your preparation journey, I would emphasize the importance of practicing questions, because the CFA exam asks or poses questions in a very interesting manner. All three options that are given with the questions are confusing and require clarity in different concepts. After every mock, you will identify areas where you did not do as expected. Now, your task before the next mock is to cover these holes. This again is an interesting area where Wall Street Notes was very helpful for me. I could go back and see the videos as they were only 30 minutes or shorter, and cover the conceptual areas, and then again go back to practicing CFAI portal questions, and this mostly will be enough for you to go back to the next mock and you doing well in the next mock. Now, I do not want to give you the wrong idea, and thus I must emphasize that the only way in which you clear the exam is through having conceptual clarity over every concept that there is in the curriculum. That this will not only help you do well in level 1, but also in subsequent levels of the CFA exam. Moving on, Once you're in the last 6 weeks of your preparation, I would recommend that you give one mock exam every week and then spend the other 6 days in covering the holes that you've identified or the areas in which you've done poorly. This gives you proper feedback. Mocks are the only honest means of knowing where you stand. One last thing, you can use Reddit when you're stuck. The CFA community there is incredibly helpful, and sometimes seeing how others explain concepts can make all the difference. Remember, this is a challenging journey, but it's absolutely doable with the right approach. Take it one day at a time, be consistent, and trust in yourself. Good luck. All the best.